Hey everyone, welcome back to the Racing Helmet. Today we are talking about 6 legendary American car brands that went bankrupt or were discontinued. These brands didn't just build cars, they built dreams. From iconic muscle cars to futuristic hybrids, they left their mark before driving off into history. So buckle up, smash that like button, and let's count down from number 6 to King of Fallen American car brands at number 1. Trust me, number 1 is going to bring back some serious nostalgia. So let's hit the road. Kicking off the list is Saturn, GM's big experiment to compete with Japanese imports like Honda and Toyota in late 80s. Saturn was all about doing things differently. No haggle pricing, lightweight dent-resistant plastic body panels, and cars that aim to be fuel efficient and reliable. Their most iconic model, the Saturn Vue Green Line Hybrid, one of the first affordable hybrid SUVs on the market. It showed Saturn's willingness to innovate, but unfortunately, innovation alone wasn't enough.
General Motors announced that it is going to get rid of the Saturn brand.
By 2010, GM's financial troubles sealed Saturn's fate. The cars weren't competitive enough, and the brand was discontinued. Fun fact, you could literally kick a Saturn without leaving a dent. Seriously, some free salespeople encouraged customers to test it by kicking the door. At number 5 we got Mercury, Ford's middle tier brand designed to be fancier than Ford but not quite as luxurious as Lincoln. Mercury's most iconic car, that's got to be the Mercury Cougar. Launched in late 60s as a muscle car to compete with Mustang. It became a fan favorite thanks to its sleek designing and powerful V8 engines. But as Ford streamlined its operations, Mercury lost its unique identity and sales declined. In 2011, Ford pulled the plug on the brand.
Another American car brand is no more. Today, Ford announced it's dropping the Mercury brand at the end of the year.
So if you're enjoying the video so far, please subscribe to the channel so I can produce more content for you. Next up is the Plymouth, a brand that Chrysler launched to bring affordable and fun cars to the masses, and man, they did deliver. Their most iconic car, the legendary Plymouth Barracuda or simply Cuda. This muscle car was a beast on the drag strip and a direct competitor to Ford Mustang. The Roadrunner also deserves a shout out. The Roadrunner was one of the most iconic muscle cars in the 60s. It was also the foundation of Roadrunner A12 and the Superbird. Both were some of the fastest muscle cars ever. By the late 90s, Plymouth lost its way, becoming just another badge in Chrysler's lineup. In 2001, they quietly discontinued the brand. Fun fact, the 1970s Cuda with 426 Hemi engine was so powerful it became a collector's dream. One was sold for $3 million. Now for a brand that screams X's, Hummer. Originally a military vehicle known as Humvee, it was transformed into a civilian SUV in the late 90s. The most iconic model, the Hummer H1, a civilian version of a military beast. This thing was massive, capable of going off-road like a tank, and had a commanding road presence. Celebrities loved it, but environmentalists not so much. With soaring gas prices and environmental concerns, Hummer sales plummeted. GM discontinued the brand in 2010.
The end of the line for one of General Motors' most recognized brands. The last 2 Hummer H3s rolled off an assembly line Monday in Shreveport, Louisiana.
At number 2, we have Oldsmobile, one of the oldest brands in the world, founded in 1897. This brand was a pioneer in automotive innovation. Their most iconic car, the Oldsmobile 442, a muscle car legend. The name stood for 4-barrel carburetor, 4-speed manual transmission and dual exhaust. It was fast, loud and stable of a muscle car era. By the early 2000s, Oldsmobile struggled to stay relevant. GM decided to retire the brand, and in 2004, the last Oldsmobile, an Alero, rolled off the assembly line. After 107 years, that was the end of an era. Fun fact, Oldsmobile was also one of the first brands to use automatic transmission, introducing them in 1940.
Realize how many motions it takes to drive a car with a conventional transmission.
And here we are at the number 1, Pontiac, the king of performance and excitement. Pontiac gave us some of the greatest cars in American history. But if we had to pick just one iconic model, it's gotta be Pontiac GTO. Often called the first true muscle car, the GTO set the standard for the American performance. And let's not forget about the Fiber Trans Am, made famous by Smokey and the Bandits. With its screaming chicken hood detail and the V8 power, it was a pop-up culture. But by the late 2000s, Pontiac has lost its edge. GM's financial troubles starting in 2008 forced them to shut down the brand in 2010. Honestly, Pontiac's death still hurts. Imagine what they could have done in today's muscle car scene.
Today marks the last day of an American icon. The Pontiac Motor Division is no more.
Fun fact, the last Pontiac ever produced was a G6 sedan, built in 2009. And that's a wrap. 6 iconic American brands that went bankrupt or were discontinued. They may be gone, but they will never be forgotten by enthusiasts like us. Which brand do you miss the most? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Racing Helmet, and ring that bell icon so you will never miss a video.